Mm-hmm. Hello and welcome to another Death by Gaming in-house 5v5 scrim. Today is the 3rd of December. It's Christmas time in the city of Houston, Texas for me, and other places for other people. Your two casters this evening will be myself. It is I, Quabred Kilbasa, and I've called in an audible and brought in a different co-caster today. This is Josmu, aka Sky Puma.
It's great to be here.
How you feeling today, Joss? Good. It's good to hear.
It's gonna look like a good game.
These in-house scrims have gotten quite ferocious lately, a little bit spicy. So we're gonna see where things go. Initial pick ban phase. We've got the bans coming out from the blue team: Cassidon, Vayne, and Nasus. Meanwhile, purple team banning out Riven, Evelyn, and Lee Sin. What do we have here with these bans?
Well, the Nasus ban is definitely targeted at Noitator. His past performance with Nasus has been stellar. He's pretty much carried these games late game. Cassidon ban is just a general, of course, ban. He's an annoying person to deal with. And first pick there is a Thresh. Very versatile support. Solomon Outbreak, very good, one of his most played champions.
Seeing a bit of a comfort pick here from Solana Outbreak. Also, the Eve ban has been a staple ban here, and probably in most circles due to the Vision rework.
Yeah, the new season has just created her with such a presence, with the ability to just get in completely unseen.
I can also see C4 was just talking about how much he despises Riven, so that might be a sort of a knee-jerk impulse ban coming out from him, but
she's just one of those champions that takes control of a lane.
Absolutely. And games, sometimes. Let's look at the rosters here. We got Solana Outbreak, Silent Knight, I Am Defective, who is a newcomer. Welcome, I Am Defective. Multi and Poison Phoenix, who has been the hard carry in the initial set of scrims so far this season. So we got a very solid blue lineup coming out. Purple got C4, Noitator, Orin 13, Wreckrolled, and OPCO. OPCO, one of those guys who always seems to have trouble in lane and then comes around and does work as we move forward into the game. Tarek and Kennen both being hovered over for purple side. What do those guys bring to the table, Joss?
Well, Kennen, of course, brings a massive team fight presence with the ability to get in there and lock down, and he is locked in. So that's going to be looking at the start of an AoE comp. That doesn't so much work out with Tarek, but he provides a lot of lane pressure, especially with the new buffs. On the other side, we see Ahri getting locked in. Of course, a very strong champion still, even with the charm nerfs. Just the mobility on her makes her unparalleled. And Xin Zhao being hovered over. Still a very strong jungler, very strong ganking capability. But let's see what he goes to.
Let's see where Silent Knight goes with this pick. This, of course, does mean that Multi will likely not be playing the mid lane. That means he will be playing AD carry, where, to be honest, there hasn't been excellent synergy between him and Solana Outbreak in the past, but we may see them move past that a bit this game.
No, Poison tends to go AD carry, and he does well in that position. He has hard carried most of these games on the back of his Sivir.
Oh, this is true, so I guess Multi's in the top lane. Always so much more difficult. CS casters have it easy. Everyone's in a spot. You know exactly where they're going. Well, relatively speaking, aside from lane swaps, but here the roster is a little bit more fluid. Liquid, if you will. So now the goes over to Orin 13 and Wreckrolled coming in on the blue side. We do have that Xin Zhao locked in. And a couple of different AD carries being hovered over by Wreckrolled. That is his most played role. Let's have Smite. I assume that will dissipate. We'll have to see where this goes moving forward.
His support's a Tarek, so he wants something that has a lot of burst that can capitalize off that lockup. It's a short lockup, but something like Graves or Lucian that can get in there and burst is perfect for that. And there's the Graves lockup.
There is the Graves lock-in. That looks like a real manly bottom lane. Tarek, of course, adding the effeminate touches.
And including the buff of his armor with True Grit, Graves' passive, he's going to be a tanky AD carry early on. He's going to be hard to deal with.
That is going to create problems. Of course, Graves short-ranged and has problems moving forward into the late game, so we'll see how that goes, especially multi-locking in Caitlyn. I have out-mind-gamed you, Sky Puma. I called multi going over to AD carry, and there it is. Poison Phoenix hovering over Vladimir. Not exactly a Vogue pick right now. He will swap over to Elise. This could get locked in, but let's talk about Thresh Caitlyn. What does that bring to the table versus Tarek Graves? How's that matchup going to shape up?
Well, that matchup is going to be a lot more on Multi's side to do the damage at first. Multi's going to have to land some good poke with headshots, allowing Thresh to land a hook and go in for the kill. If he just lands a hook right away on Tarek, they're going to turn it around on them and immediately kill that Thresh.
It will certainly be something to monitor. We do have a hipster pick on top lane. This will be Aurelia, Season 2 throwback, and Pico going to go to the pocket Tryndamere, which he has used from the jungle in the past. He does enjoy champions who scale well into late game. Mid lane Kennen coming in from C4. We do know that is his preferred role.
I'm not quite sure how I like that matchup versus Ahri, because her mobility is going to do a lot to dampen, because he's got to land the shurikens to do damage.
That's true. At the same time, she needs to land a charm to really get her full combo off, so we'll have to see exactly how these two players play that matchup. Could be very exciting to watch. Of course, Aurelia versus Tryndamere. That's a matchup we don't see every day. We don't see as much Tryndamere, and we certainly don't see very much Aurelia, despite the addition of Belay the Rune King and the changes to Triforce. Where do you give the edge on this one?
This is going to be all up to the jungler pressure, I feel. Whoever can get their lane the first blood is going to allow their lane to snowball and secure the lane. Of course, though, Tryndamere, if allowed to farm, he will hard carry a game. And that's where the scary side comes in on this purple team. They have an Amumu, we didn't really talk about that, an Amumu Kennen pick. So they're going to look to lock everybody up so that Tryndamere can get in there and two-shot someone in the late game. Meanwhile, even if Graves doesn't scale incredibly well, he has so much lockup to keep him away, he's still going to be able to do damage. And once they get out of that, they still have Tarek to stun him. He's got mobility, he's got a lot of CC on his team. This Graves should do well. On the other side, however, they do have a lot of single target ways to just knock someone out. They have a hook, they have the charm coming in, they even have the dash from Xin Zhao to go in and isolate someone with his ultimate. So they pretty much, it's almost opposite team comps. So you have the AoE team fight and the single target lockup.
We always seem to end up with this. I feel like our last 3 scrims or so have been the big 5v5 Wombo comp versus the pick comp, and I would have to take some notes and see who exactly tends to win out more on these. But our teams are locked in. We are into the spectator delay. This will be the waiting time. Of course, Reckroll taking Cleanse, Multi taking Barrier into that lane. I did fail to mention the Amumu earlier, but that's also a throwback pick. So we got some throwback on these two teams. A little bit of throwback. We got the Tarek and the Amumu, and then Aurelia coming in on the other side. Should be an exciting game. We're going to have to see vision control, probably going to be paramount, as always, but more so with those overhauls and with the redistribution of warding responsibility.
I couldn't have said it better. However, with that barrier pick, I feel like Multi's going to have the increased trading potential, of course. Yes, Cleanse is good for getting out of their charms late game, but if he can't fight and trade well in his lane, it's not going to matter if he loses his lane that badly because of a barrier.
Oh. As always, this is the wait down, waiting for the epic skin battle. We got a minute 30 till we get to see that. That's always probably the high point of my casting, at least. It's always fun to see if somebody can pull off a pentaskin, but sometimes it seems like it's rarer than a pentakill.
I'm purple team for the skins this game.
Purple team for the skins this game? You haven't even seen them. How would you know, Sky Puma? how have you been looking into the future? Share your power with the rest of us.
Just call it intuition.
Well, we do know that you're a man, so it will be male intuition, not female intuition moving forward in this game. I almost said it was interesting to note that there's not a single man on blue team, and then I got to the top of their lineup. That's an embarrassing moment for me. There is, however, not a single female champion on purple team. Clearly some gender discrimination going on there. We're going to have to look into that. Possible sanctions incoming. And, you know, next thing we know, people are losing their scrim privileges, and it's just a headache we don't want to deal with. Hopefully these guys have either very good lawyers or a good excuse cooked up already, ready to go. The new guys that we're going to have to look at are I Am Defective and Orin, of course. Neither of them have participated in one of these scrims before.
Yes,
Orin has been around a little bit. Bronze 1 player. I haven't gotten a chance to see I Am Defective in action, so we're definitely going to have to wait and see what he brings to the table, or she. I don't actually know whether it is a he or a she, so we'll use he as a placeholder pronoun for now. See where we go moving forward, and it is a pet. Oh no, they baited me. Only a Quadra skin coming in from blue team. And 3 skins coming in from purple team.
No Jada letting me down.
Guy Puma's
letting me down. No
Tater is just, in my case, Poison Phoenix, just killing me. I don't know. I mean, Opico has no skin either, so you can't lump it all onto Noitator.
There's no good Trinimir skins. You have Demon Blade, but still,
Yeah, I'm not sold on Demon Blade myself. I do like some of the Aurelia skins, though. It's
a shame.
It's a shame Poison Phoenix didn't invest in the greater good of League of Legends, sending money over to Riot. We will see a Popstar Ahri again, though. That was picked in the previous scrim. Played fairly well.
Yeah, I believe that was Silent Knight on Ahri last game.
That was Silent Knight. He likes to play that roam heavy mid lane. But this time we will be seeing him in the jungle, so roaming is pretty much his only job. So
he did pick a very aggressive tanking jungler, though. So hopefully he's going to be able to capitalize on that. Because at level 6, Amoon was going to put a lot more pressure on him if he doesn't get some early kills out on the team.
This is true. Once the group pushes start, only explosive things can happen. We're very excited about this. It looks like my loading screen may be baiting me and outsmarting me. I thought I was going into game for a second there, and I am! Okay, here we are, out onto the Rift. And here we go with the customary buying of the initial items. Let's see who forgets their trinkets this time. This is a tradition among the Death by Gaming faithful. 1 to 2 players on each team typically forget their trinkets.
So neither team is
so far
going
only
for the double relic start bot lane, which is interesting because the amount of gold you channel into your support is really beneficial. But they want to get that early trading potential with both D-Blades coming out.
That is a very valid
point. A Scrying
point.
Orb coming out on Wreckroll, though.
Oh, you haven't seen the Scrying Orb in these scrims yet.
I guess he wants it.
Double Lift was running it on his stream. Possibly.
It gives a lot of potential to scout out when a jungle is coming down if you have a feeling, or to try and look where someone's going if they're running away. Especially if you have kind of a skill shot ultimate, you could throw it over a wall and see where they are after a flash to aim it. But that requires a lot of coordination, and you got to do it quick. So we'll see how he uses it in this game.
Indeed we will. Relic Shield coming in onto Noitator. A lot of Outbreak opting for the Ancient Coin, which is a newcomer to the Death by Gaming scrims. So many new things here today. It's going to be interesting to see how they shape up, but other than that, pre-standard starts across the board. We got the Doran's Blade on Kennen that was brought in mostly post-Worlds, or post-All-Stars, excuse me. After seeing the Koreans and the Chinese use it so well. Ping's coming down, pretty much a standard line of scrimmage, but Oren's on the move. He wants to kill this ward, but he will. Oh my goodness!
And that's a cooldown blown.
He scanned too early. Well, here comes Neutater. Neutater's going to come in and oh no, he won't finish it off. He baited me. I am the most baited of all casters today, it would seem. But let's talk about
right now.
Indeed, blue smites go down from Oren. So what does Amulet Coin do for you versus Relic Shield? Is it any more effective? Is it less effective?
Well, Amulet Coin, it depends on your AD carry now, because the passive. Whenever a minion dies near you, you get an extra 2 gold. So it helps with, let's say, your AD carry pushing the lane, you're going to get gold faster. Especially if you get zoned out from the creeps with a Relic Shield. If you get zoned out, you're not going to get that passive. It's not going to help you.
Indeed. Also on a ranged champion like Thresh, you don't get the execute, so...
Yeah, which is... It
important
helps.
to know moving forward. Yep. Well, Neutater's used up all his Relic Shield stacks already. Greedy Neutater wants his money. We know he's a greedy player. You've seen it on his Nasus, refusing to even queue the opposing champion. Saving it for those stacks on the minions. Unless he knows he's going to win the fight.
Mid lane, a lot of trading going down. Both lane is around half health.
A lot of trading going down. Opiko already starting to win trades in top lane. He's hit level 3 first. But here comes Oren looking to gank defective, and he missed the bandage toss, and well, that'll be that.
However,
and
Silent's
things
coming
starting
up
to get
top
up close
lane
and personal. Oh, he is coming up top lane. This could be the old lane gank maneuver, and he's actually just going to come reinforce
right away. Good play by Opiko. Get right out into that audacious charge. Be very dangerous early on, especially with that double buff.
Takes a turret shot. Multi and Solanum Outbreak just trying to stay ahead here. Multi already level 3, so he's up in levels on his opponents right now, but Poison Phoenix taken so low! These creeps and this man with a big right arm are really doing a number on him, but out in the spot lane, things getting a little bit up close and personal, and Wreckroll is about half health. Both of his opponents are full. Neutater onto a trap. Flay. Stun's coming out, the Lantern Shield comes down. Opiko jumped on by Poison Phoenix, but Silent Knight can't follow up, and that's just going to be a very awkward exchange. Nobody really burning anything in either of those.
Summoner's still up on both sides. However, Zhao's coming in mid lane. He's behind him.
He jumps onto C4. C4 is low. He takes it on.
He gets a flash.
He gets out. Will Silent Knight get
Ignite.
it? He kills him, but he's going
to
go
tower.
down. That's first blood.
There's a trade.
Over to Silent Knight, and now we're getting jumped on in bot lane. Wreckrolled, very low. Multi Q's over the wall, and that's the Piltover Peacemaker slicing and dicing that Graves. Oren getting way too close for comfort to I Am Defective. He will back off, taking a lot of creep aggro. He may go down. But overall, it's a 2 for 2 across the map. 2 kills to each team. 1 over onto Silent Knight, 1 over onto Multi, and then on
top lane, the dive.
Phoenix, what a play! The flash out after using the Q. Aurelia's Q, of course, resets on kills, but there was nothing for him to reset to, so he just had to flash out of there and cut his losses. Something to note in this bottom lane, the kill went over to Neutater. It did not go onto Wreckrolled, so he will not be reaping all the benefits, and at this point you have to say he's behind Multi in this race.
The benefit to mid lane, though, definitely went to C4. Even though he got first blooded, he picked up the kill as rather the assist on Defective. So he's going to have a bit more gold in his pocket. He's still out CSing his lane opponent. So hopefully he can still come back and turn this into control for him.
This is true. Silent Knight coming up to hold that mid lane and soak up some lane experience. And now he will go in onto C4. Oh,
Lightning
C4
Rush
just going to back off.
So if I'm Defective can do something with this in the cooldown, it's not the longest cooldown, but it's definitely not short.
Yeah, at this level it's probably about 18 seconds, so it gives you a nice amount of operating time. Of course, Ahri not level 6, so probably not as
Oren looked like he's making his way up the top lane. Ooh.
He is indeed. As C4 goes in and
the stun.
I'm Defective. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, he lands!
Orb.
The orb. so strong.
The max range orb,
That
when it
true
hits
damage.
you right at the end, that's when you have
True
to worry.
damage on the
But
return.
going on
Poison Phoenix getting jumped on. He will pop
He
his
immediately-
ultimate. He's
he
trying to
immediately
kill
turns on.
OPCO before he hits level
He's got
5.
he's got the level above him.
Or 6. Oh, Orin is being very
Orin-
brave. He gets caught under tower, eats a shot, but walks away. Poison Phoenix playing some ballsy top lane, very aggressive. And
they
Silent
go in
Knights
bot
in the
lane.
bottom lane, they will go in. Solanum Outbreak, very low. Wreck Rolled being taken low as well, but Solanum Outbreak gets out. Wreck Rolled, it looks like will not. He does not. He goes down to Multi. That's 2 kills picked up for Multi. And this Caitlyn getting pretty strong.
See, this is exactly what they had to worry about in this lane. If they didn't have the ability to control and lock up the Caitlyn and burst her instantly, she's just going to outpoke and outdamage them because they can't trade because they're low. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Defective coming up.
Coming into OPCO. Can OPCO make his grand escape? He will spin slash
Ultimate's
away,
burned.
but she pops the ultimate.
charm
Undying
land.
Rage goes down. He's going to turn it in on a Poison Phoenix and try to get out again, but he does
And
not
Poison
have
picks up
enough
the kill.
juice. He just doesn't have enough juice. Poison Phoenix grabbing a kill. 2-0. 6-2 in kills now. A 2,000 gold lead in favor of blue team. Purple team's dug themselves into a little bit of a hole here. They're going to have to play some catch-up.
I really opted
At
for
this
that
point.
Warden's Mail first. She wants to be able. She feels like she can out-trade her with the true damage passive, so she's gonna get the Warden's Mail to slow his attack speed. Because Tryndamere is all about attack speed. You don't need to build damage early on because you have your crit from building up rage and pretty much the passive on your Q.
Oh,
how
C4,
coming in.
I sorry to interrupt you, but C4 is in the house on bot lane and he is exploding. But Multi just isn't taking damage. There wasn't enough follow-up from the rest of the bot lane, and C4 will
That
just
death sentence
walk
saved
away.
Multi. It hooked Noitator just in time to stop the stun, so they couldn't follow up on damage.
Yep. Oh, Silent Knight is here, but Silent Knight looks like he's just going to do the typical Silent Knight thing, pick up some lane CS. Make sure that his time down here isn't wasted.
He pretty much wants to show
As
up and
Or-
say, hey, I'm down here, you're not going to dive my lane. Meanwhile,
Orin near the
coming
mid
in.
lane. Posturing. C4, of course, doesn't need a blue buff, so it went over to Orin, and he will leave to go pick up his red, though it's in no danger. C4 taking a lot of poke here from Defective, and now he eats a charm, and that should be all for C4. C4 is gone, and he is now 1-3. We have 3 2-0 players on blue side, 7-2 in kills now, and Multi and Solanum Outbreak just zoning out their bottom lane opponents. This is going south in a hurry.
A 2,200 goal lead on blue side.
Well, they're gonna move towards Solanum Outbreak,
the
and
stun
oh
lands
my
on a
goodness,
minion.
Noitator stunned a
the hook.
melee creep,
comes
and
the-
there's the death sentence and the flame. Rick Rolled is in trouble.
Ultimate's
Can
going
he
on both
outburst
sides.
Multi, he can. Multi goes down. The smoke
Meanwhile, in
screen
mid lane,
so strong.
Orin
Orin very low.
He's going down. The flash comes out.
Oh, I am defective
missed.
flash. He eats another tower shot. He goes down.
Ah,
It's an
a misplay
exchange
by
1
them.
for 1. And Solanum
Solanum
Outbreak
out-
very low, but he
He inches away.
so much action. I don't know what to do with myself right now.
What happened on bot
So
lane?
much going on.
The Taric passive. It gave the burst of damage needed to Wreck Rolled, and Multi was standing right next to him, point blank range. So he hate everything from Wreck Rolled could dish out faster. And then he stopped to line up his ultimate. If he had just auto attacked, he would have won that trade. But the cast time on his ultimate cost him to lose that.
Oh, Silent Knight go hop onto C4. He's got a red buff, but C4 has stuns, and he's going to throw some damage down. Pops
down
the
the ultimate.
ultimate. Slicing Maelstrom going down onto Silent Knight, and C4 is going to flash for this kill, and he will pick it up. That will bring him to 2-3. He's already got Sorcerer's Shoes. He's working towards that Zanya's Hourglass. Of course, a key team fighting item on Kennen. Poison Phoenix and OPCO going to have an auto attack off for this golem, and
Pico
OPCO will win. Clearly the best golem farmer in all the land. But
It looks like Orin's coming after this top lane though. He has to be very.
Orin's coming
careful.
after top lane.
Poison
Oh, in
Phoenix
he
is very
goes,
strong.
and there's... And Poison Phoenix is very strong, but Tryndamere won't die immediately, and they need something to bring him down to size, but OPCO's ultimate has run out,
Ooh,
and
the
oh my
ignite.
goodness! He goes down! That last ignite tick, I wasn't sure it was real. He's gonna fight Orin and go down, fists flying, blades being transcendent, and all of that good nonsense. Multi picks up the a tower in mid lane as he rotated over there, and they will now take Dragon. Silent Knight looking to get his team objective control. This has been a key point in our previous games. Objective control has been so key. We've had very swingy kill scores.
Here comes the Foreman gank on bot lane.
Here we go. Noitator's caught out. He's just going to eat one for the team right here, and goodbye Noitator. Multi picks up that kill too.
This hopefully will allow C4 to push that mid lane and get that mid tower, which is something they desperately need right now, is to get the tower on the board and get some lane control.
Need to get some global gold. They need to get some vision control, although not a whole lot of wards coming out from purple side right now. We have 4 on the bottom side of the map from blue side. Not as much from purple side. This is a bit perplexing. Noitator has a Sightstone, though, so that situation should remedy itself.
C4 is trapped out here.
He is indeed. He's trapped by the blue buff, but
Pops
they missed the charm. Pops slicing Maelstrom. He has a red buff. He's just trying to get away, and there's just too much damage. Aurelia and Ahri. Gooby, please. You are not getting away with that nonsense in their jungle, and he will go down. Defective now 4, 1, and 3 mid lane. Needlessly large rat already. That's looking like a Deathfire Grasp. Huge power spike comes out of that item on Ahri.
Yeah, that's a lot to get in there. When he lands a charm, it's going to be a lot of burst damage on his next skill from the double magnification.
There's a bit of a lull in the game now, so let's talk about items a little bit. We're seeing in the top lane, Pico has a Bilgewater Cutlass and that Avarice Blade, likely building towards Bork and Static Shiv, while still has that Warden's Mail and then has a Phage, which I almost called a Phage because I'm a French major. And also a Vampiric Scepter. Looking like the 3 kills are definitely helping out our friend in the top lane. That's the Aurelia, Poison Phoenix. And here we go with the gank on the bot lane. Nice smoke screen from Rekrold. Gonna keep the bad ones away. But Orin is here. What a counter gank. Amumu ultimate goes down. That's the curse of the sad mummy. And Solanum Outbreak taking very well. Rekrold trying to kite Silent Knight. He will succeed and pick up a kill. Meanwhile, it's Orin versus the world. Orin trying to take on Solanum Outbreak.
Oh, he misses the tantrum.
He can't land his damage. Oh, he hits the bandage toss.
Here comes the stun out, though.
Goes down. They're coming in on the multi. They want multi. Multi goes down. Rekrold fighting his way back into this lane tooth and nail after losing the early stages. Now 3, 2, and 1, working on that Bloodthirster.
That Tara heal saved him single-handedly when Silent Knight dove in. Just the heal and the stun allowed him to give enough time to burst down Silent. And now they're just going to zone Solanum out from this tower.
Well, Solanum Outbreak trying to do what he can, give his tower moral support, hold its hand in its waning moments on this earth, and so sad when a tower goes down like that. But he'll throw out the lantern, brings in Silent Knight. This could be very bad for Rekrold. He throws down, flashes come out. There's the box on the Noitator, but Solanum Outbreak very low. Can Rekrold pick up the kill? He cannot. Oh, here's the snipe on the Rekrold as Silent Knight goes down. What is this bot lane? So much fighting. And I am Defective's here. He says, I am going to get in on this action. That's a Deathfire Grasp, and that is the Deathfire Grasp, as the abbreviated item name. And the Orb of Deception pick up the kill onto Noitator. 15-9 now the kill score, but C4 probably going to pick up this turret. And that is some much-needed global gold for his team.
But if you look on the kill score on the blue team, the kills are all on the carries right now. They're on top, mid, and AD carry. So they're going to have a lot more power than on the other team, where 2 kills are on the support and 2 kills are on the jungler. And there's none for the top lane. Of course, Tramir's still going to be scary with no kills, but he has to get that farm up.
C4 getting caught out, getting bursted to half health. He will head for the hills, and Orin and C4 both caught out here. They are in deep trouble, and down will go C4 and Orin both. It looks like in a cloud of dust and broken dreams. Such a sad day, finding 2 fed enemy carries and a Thresh and out in the jungle. Never a fun time, but I am Defective gonna walk right into Rekrold, but Multi is here, and Riot Multi gonna lay down the damage. Defective gonna flash back across the wall. Poison Phoenix is in there. Noitator taking a whole bunch of damage. And he is very low. He will go down. Reckrolled at about 100 HP, hiding under his inhibitor tower as Multi goes for him. And here comes the snipe. It goes in, and that's another kill for Multi. But he's gotten a bit too greedy here. He's got a lot of friends, and the kill goes over to Opiko. Finally a kill, and here comes the slicing Maelstrom down onto Poison Phoenix. Poison Phoenix goes down to C4. What a back-and-forth fight. Blue team may have overstayed their welcome here. Solanum Outbreak is the next man to eat the aggro. He is getting taken very low. Bandage toss out from Orin. And here's a crit and a spinning slash from Opiko. Opiko picks up 2. And they're hurting, but they're not out of this yet.
That was the Green Monster at work. Just the greed for the kills on there from Multi. He flashed, then he netted in to try and get the ultimate out. And yes, he got the kill, but he got it shut down and cost his team 2 more deaths, which is definitely helping Purple side get back in this.
Well, if we examine some things now, we see that Reckrolled has that Bloodthirster and a Zeal picked up, all ready to go with his Berserker Screams. Meanwhile, opposite him, no Zeal yet coming in for Caitlyn, but Multi does have his Infinity Edge. He has a Vampiric Scepter. And he does have those Berserker Screams, so he is critting. Those headshot crits, the legendary, horrifying headshot crits are here. And Blue team going to pick up a Dragon here. Silent Knight trying to get his team some objective control, but they will back off. Purple is in the area, looming.
Even though
rather
he's down 4
menacingly.
kills, though, Reckrolled is only down around 400 gold, which is just the Dragons and the towers picked up.
That is because Reckrolled has decisively out-CS'd his opponent here. He's up 20 right now, and Orin will go in. There was a disengage out from Reckrolled, and Orin went in, and this is 4v3, excuse me. And Reckrolled will go down to Silent Knight. This is a lot of damage coming out from Silent Knight, and he's healing, and I Am Defective just waltzing around the team fight. C4 trying to get away. He will get picked up by Multi, and that looked like some miscommunication if I had to put my finger on anything.
Yeah, the overconfidence of that last fight, picking up those last few kills, led into indecisiveness. Half them set in, half them set out. And once Orin went in, it forced them to go in a bad engage.
Well, Opiko here, Phoenix going to eat a turret shot, but Opiko has a static shiv, so he does do some damage in those crits. As you know, with Tryndamere, gets so terrifying, and this is going to be a scrap, and this is going to come right down to the wire. Poison Phoenix vacant very low, and down he will go. Undying Rage, providing just the bit of medicine that he needed to bring down his opponent, who had bullied him so much today. And good news for Opiko. He is now getting quite scary. He's hitting that Tryndamere point in the game, for lack of a better word. That point where Tryndamere just becomes incredibly annoying because he just will not die.
It becomes very hard to out-trade him, especially when you don't have full items built. Poison Phoenix has kind of like a hodgepodge of items. He's building halfway towards their Sheen, halfway towards their One's Mail. He also has a Cutlass, which I'm assuming he's going to build into a Bork. So he doesn't have anything completed for power. Meanwhile, Opiko has the static shiv, which gives him a lot more crit chance and attack speed, not to mention the passive damage, which just allows him to burst someone down very quickly.
And a moment of silence coming over for both Blue Buff and the Quard. The Solanum Outbreak had thrown in by his Wraiths. In came the enemy, and they had no time to deal with an unstealthed ward, so they just sort of summarily executed it and moved on with their days. And that's sort of... How would you say the pink wards have been affected so far?
When placed effectively in the right spot, the pink wards don't have a timer anymore. So they can provide vision for much longer than they could before. If you put them in just the right spot in the jungle, you're going to see the junglers pathing, and they're not going to know it's warded there, which is great. But that being said, they still provide a lot less, for lack of a better word, vision than they did before. The ability to only put down one, not to mention the fact that it can be killed. You can bait someone out and try and leave it there and start a team fight with a pink ward, but it's not the same.
Is not the same feeling. Perhaps the affair has gotten old after all these years. And then comes C4 flashing, slicing Maelstrom. Down goes Zanya's Hourglass. He's going to pick up some stuns. Poison Phoenix gets jumped on by Orin. Orin wants to land Curse on the Sad Mummy onto more than Poison Phoenix, but he will not get it onto more than Poison Phoenix. And here goes Opiko trying to do some damage, and he will go down. Picked up, and so will Orin. Only kill that fight for Purple Team going over onto Rekrold, who will have to flash out. Neutator going in, trying to get Defective here. And, well, Defective says no. And that will be all for Neutator.
That was a serious miscommunication on a Purple side.
I was trying to think of a better word. I could think of none. Very drawn-out team fight, visually stretching pretty much the length of the mid lane. And that will be a 3-for-1 in favor of
C4 came in way too early
Purple
before his team could react, and there was no lockup for him on the ultimate. Even though he got a good 2-3 man ultimate, there was no follow-up or lockup, so the damage was just completely wasted and he was forced out.
Well, that will be an inhibitor tower over to blue side, and they are now in a serious power play mode. They are up 8,000 gold at 22, well, almost 23 minutes into the game. That is huge. And while gold gap not meaning quite as much as before, as Neutator gets jumped on and, well, deleted.
C4 not even wanting to go into that, even the Rekrold around the corner. That just shows how afraid they are of I Am Defective and the lack of vision on their team.
Well, Rekrold going to get this turned around on him by Silent Knight. In comes the snipe from Caitlyn, and Rekrold will go down. Orin almost intercepted that pass with a diving jump from the side, but he will also pay with his life for his acrobatics. Just too many people. Silent Knight picking up one kill, Multi picking up the other, and they will push onto this inhibitor. Opiko is coming from across the map, and C4 is posturing. Neutator going to go in and stun Multi. In comes slicing Maelstrom. Multi taking very low. Barrier popped. Stun still. He will go down. Over to C4. Opiko jumping in. Silent Knight fighting for his life. Zanya's Hourglass popped. And Opiko picks up the kill onto Silent Knight. They will be moving right along on their merry way. Winning fights in their base. At least. At least they have their pride. Winning their fights in their base.
The Inhibitor still went down and they still lost the top tower for that. So even though they won that team fight, they're still going to lose a lot of pressure on the map. Unless they can turn that into an ace after a team fight and be able to push back, they're still losing this game.
Well, they are down 6-3 in towers. It's going to be a very difficult carry for the hard carry Opiko on that top lane. See if he can give them some rock-solid carry potential with that Tryndamere. If only it were a Malphite, I could be so much punnier in this sort of a situation. But
i.e. picking up on the Opiko, he's going to be doing a lot more damage to those crits now.
He has indeed picked up straight damage. He has not picked up his Blade of the Ruined King yet. Not a whole lot of health built on the opposing side, though, so probably not exactly high priority. But here we go. We have an awkward position here. Silent Knight is in top lane. It's a 5v4. But Purple Team doesn't have the vision to figure this out. They will now go in. Opiko and Neutator flashing over the wall. But Opiko, very low. He pops his ultimate. Salam Outbreak gets murked. As does Poison Phoenix. But Orin will go down to Multi. And that's a 2-for-1 in favor of Purple's side.
Yeah, that was
not a bad fight for them.
It was very close. They nearly took out I Am Defective almost immediately. If not for his ultimate, he barely got away from that.
Yep, and Silent Knight pushing up in that top lane. Split pushing. But now he decides he needs to get out of dodge. Himself a Chevy. And leave. As the Purple Team will rotate back towards that side. But he wants to... He's posturing like he wants to fight Opiko. But he's down 3 levels. Well, he goes in. Multi is here, though. This could be big. There's so many crits coming out of this Tryndamere. Does he have his ultimate? He does not. And
no,
he will go down. Fight. He did indeed. Opiko just... Oh, no. C4 coming in now. Is it the I think I can mentality? It may be. Rekroll trying to take down Multi. He will. Silent Knight comes in. He is very low. But here's I Am Defective. Picking up a double kill almost with one orb of deception. Ooh, that is one scary ball. I really don't see a ball that scary unless we got an Oriana in the game, but I'll tell you what, Ari is ballin'.
On 14-1, she has a DFG, a Rabadons, and a Void Staff. She is doing a lot of damage. We haven't really been focusing too much on her because we've been focusing on Multi and the damage he's been doing. But he is 14-1. He has a majority of this team's kills. He is very scary and he has a lot of power.
Very scary indeed, but also very scary the health bar of that bot inner tower as it drops like a stone to Poison Phoenix. And they may be in an awkward situation here. C4 looking to go in. Can he land a stun? He cannot. And that was almost a 4v2. That could have been scary. But Poison Phoenix go pick up the blue buff of the purple team. Make it his own. His precious. And that's an Aurelia with a lot of cooldown reduction now. He does have his Triforce and his Blade of the Ruined King completed, along with his Mercury Treads. As Silent Knight and Solanum Outbreak go to take this dragon, and they will pick that up for their team and extend this gold lead to 10,000 monies. And now they're looking to pick onto Opiko. Opiko in deep trouble. He just uses Spinning Slash. He's hooked. And there goes the ultimate, the flay down, and he is just eating auto attacks. They're just going to wait until it goes off.
That last Ignite tick just finishes him off. Oh no, it wasn't Ignite. It was an auto attack. I'm sorry.
The magical homing auto attack coming out from Ari. And that will be the 15th kill over to Defective. Big plays coming out of this Ari right now. The Popstar are doing pretty well.
They can just push without fear. Oh,
well, here comes the fight, and Solanum Outbreak is just opped like a ripe watermelon, and Defective soon follows, but are they going to turn it around here? It is a 3v4, so probably not in Blue Team's best interest, so they're going to back up.
I don't think Blue Team's expecting that at all. They thought once they took out Opiko, they can push without safety. Most of their damage is gone. The real threat of Trinamir diving Ari and Multi, but they immediately turn it on with that lockup. And C4 does have a lot of burst damage. He's got a Rabadons, and he also has a Zanyos. He can get in there and do a lot of damage.
And the Dazzle going in onto a Poison Phoenix. So many jazz hands from this Taric, and Phoenix will go down to C4. Taric is just so shiny. You can't keep yourself away from him.
Yeah.
And
between Kennen and Taric's stun, not to mention the attack damage reducing out of Trinimir's takeaway, everyone seems to forget about while fighting him. It reduces 80 attack damage, which is quite a bit.
That is indeed quite a bit. Giant's Belt now onto Aurelia. Meanwhile, Opiko working on a last whisper here. Still not going over to Blade of the Ruined King. He's going to hang on to Bilgewater Cutlass. Black Cleaver onto Xinjiao. Silent Knight. That will be his third item. He is also working on Randuin's Omen. Amumu with Sunfire Cape, Golem Spirit, and Mobility Boots.
Looks like he's also going to pick up a Locket there.
Lots of tankiness. I am Defective. Dives fall! He face-checked the bush right into 5 purple players. And this could be the judgment of the righteous. It will not be. The great escape is made. And they will flee, but this is a huge advantage for purple team. Oh, they found Silent Knight. The advantage continues to stack. Opiko is being monstrous. Poison Phoenix popping his ultimate. There go the Transcendent Blades. Flay hits 3 people. Solanum Outbreak is playing the game of his life. Death Sentence onto Orin, but C4 backdoored him. Zanyas is out, as is his ultimate. Multi taken very low, and collateral damage picks him up. That is 3 kills for none over to purple team. They're going to push down this inner turret in the mid lane, and now they will rotate towards Baron.
Yeah, they see there's only 4 seconds left on Ari. They don't want to push on that and get bursted immediately by a charm. So they can do the safe thing and take a Baron. They have the numbers advantage. They don't have fear. They have wards out. They know blue team has no wards over there. The vision on blue team is all in purple team's base right now.
Well, and that will be the Baron Nashor picked up for them. And that will be a substantial boost, at least in gold. Most of the combat stats taken off of Baron Nashor in this patch. So it's more of a Northern Dragon with more health, but still a big pickup for Purple Team trying to claw their way back into this game. They've cut this gold lead down to about 4,500, so they're clawing their way back here. And keep in mind, the farther we go into this game, the less that gold gap means.
And the more damage Trinimir's going to do, he's just going to scale so incredibly well at the 40-minute mark. Graves right now is actually out-golding Multi.
Oh, there's the last whisper in for him. He will also grab a Negatron Cloak. Reasonable amount of magic damage. Not in the champion picks, but a lot coming out from the 15-3 Defective right now. Defective just doing so much damage. Warrants magic resist for members of the opposing team. And Aurelia has completed her Randuin's Omen, as has Xin Zhao. Opposite them, Locket of the Iron Solari down onto Orin, and Rabadon's and Void Staff both onto C4, so he does a fair bit of damage now. He has some good magic penetration.
Defective's at 659 AP right now, though. He's a very scary pop star.
Very scary pop star indeed. I did not know that the Koreans were into that sort of thing. Apparently the Americans are. And some posturing in the jungle. Blue team trying to set a pick here, it looks like. They're trying to draw Purple team out of their base.
Yeah, the last few fights have not gone in their favor. Despite them having the gold advantage and the kill advantage, they just have not been going in favor. They don't have the lockup that this Purple team has. And this late in the damage, that lockup is just instant death.
Pico has found the enemy team, and here comes Orin, catches Poison Phoenix and Multi in his ultimate. They will jump in, out comes the ultimate from Kennen. Rampage for Wreckrolled. He picks up a killing spree for C4, who had such a rough early game, but he will just get Deathfire grasped. I'm Defective, running for his life, and that is how a pop star dies. Aurelia goes down, double kill onto Opico. That is a pretty set of trophies for that Tryndamere. He's getting quite the workout for that right on this game.
He two-shot a Defective right there. Just the power of the IE and the static shift just allowed him to go right through.
Ooh, Multi taking a lot of damage there as Noitator just walks up, says, "Don't worry, we've got creeps. Let's take this tower and knock it down, and it will crumble." Yeah, crumbling, and here goes the inhibitor too, so this will be a huge advantage picked up by Purple Team now, whose inhibitor has respawned. So the advantage in the mid lane push now sits with them. Going to have to see how they decide to play this moving forward here, how they decide to rotate two other lanes. And they found another pink ward, that poor pink ward. Never stood a chance. Gunned down by the Mafia.
A lot of the advantage of them getting back into this game was channeling the farm to Graves. Multi didn't get nearly as much farm fed to him. This way, he was able to even pick up a GA in that last fight before Multi could complete his. He had a lot more survivability. Even if he went down, he'd be able to come back up. And the way Purple Team's team fight is set up, anyone trying to dive in there is going to take a lot of AoE damage, even if not focused.
Absolutely. Well, Baron buff is now officially down. Opico just squeezing the last bit of usefulness out of that juicy fruit. And if we look at Wreckrolled is up 70 CS on Multi right now. That's, 65. But still a very significant figure in favor of the opposing AD carry. Yes, Grace has to get closer, but so much more items on that guy, and he's got another BF sword now.
Looks
I have to
like
wonder where he'll go with this.
Maybe a Mercurial Scimitar.
Well, we'll have to see what he decides to do there. As we can see, let's talk about the supports a bit here. Talk about the supports, right? Because supports get more gold now. And Noitator picked up 2 kills along with his 17 assists, so he's turning his money into items. He's got Randuin's Omen, Face of the Mountain, Sightstone, and he's working on what looks like a Thornmail to go with Ninja Tabi, while Solanum Outbreak picking up the Frozen Fists, and possibly the makings of a Locket of the Iron Solari. His team does not have one yet.
That talisman, though, has been key in a few of their escapes. It's allowed them to get out very effectively and safely. So that's a very good pickup on him.
This is true. Oh, in comes the death sentence onto Pico from Solanum Outbreak. Live damage onto him, but he will back off and be fine. Pop that Tryndamere heal. I am defective looking for a pick. Will not get it. Oh, maybe he will! Flash stun from Noitator. In comes C4. The Wombo all over the place. Silent Knight trapped behind enemy lines. He's going down. He's going down hard, and he's gonna die hard. Unlike Bruce Willis, who never dies in those movies. Solanum Outbreak, dead. Poison Phoenix, and Multi now the men being zeroed in on by Opico, who's just sustaining through everything. He refuses to die, but Ignite is just too much. Fire is that Pokemon's weakness. Reckrold will avenge him. And that is an ace for Purple Team. What a turn of events in this game.
That was such a nice play by Opico, getting in there. He baited out Multi. He thought he only had a little health. He could stay and cut it out. But that crit immediately took him down.
They're going for the Nexus Towers. One goes down. Second one looking to go down. Now, Solanum Outbreak watching his empire crumble before him. He is the last of the Romans, and the Blue Nexus will go down. That will be the GGs coming out from both sides. Victory over the Purple Team in a tied kill game with 3,000. What was a 10,000 gold gap in favor of Blue side, swinging over to a 3,000 gold gap in favor of Purple side, and the Wombo comp wins out in this game.
The CC towards the lack of CC right there. They were able to lock up their targets, lock up the dive, and keep their carry alive.
Oh, this has been another extremely exciting game. These games just get better and better every time I cast one of these. It's really quite gratifying to have these guys put on such a show for us. That's all we have for us here for this game, and this will be Comrade Kilbasa and my partner in crime, Sky Puma, signing off. We'll catch y'all next time.